Raw took place last night in Providence, Rhode Island, and I have to say the crowd was very good. You started the show off with Seth Rollins and his group, who still don't have an official name, come and go, and it's Seth Rollins, the Oracle, no longer the wise man, Paul Heyman, with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You had Braun talk first, then you had Bronson talk, and Braun, when he was talking, his voice kept cracking, was actually kind of funny, and I don't think he meant it to be like that, but then they had Bronson Reed talk, and then Heyman talked. Everyone was getting the wet treatment except for Paul Heyman. He mentioned Roman Reigns, so I assume he's returning soon. Seth just ended it with his catchphrase, whatever, and that's how the segment ended. Judgment Day was backstage. They had a memorial picture of Liv Morgan displayed on the table, and Roxanne Perez set it up, and Raquel Rodriguez was very upset with Roxanne over it, and she got her to focus. She wanted her to focus more on her match with Kairi Sane tonight, or last night, and then you had a cake displayed, and it's a get well soon cake from AJ, and then we see AJ in the background, and AJ Styles sent Dominic Mysterio a get well soon cake, so when Dom's cleared, they'll have a match, probably SummerSlam, and I think AJ probably should win, actually. You had Kairi Sane out next, then you had Roxanne Perez come out on the break with Raquel Rodriguez, and they announced that Sol Ruca and Zarya were added to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match at Evolution. I don't know why they just got added. I don't know why they couldn't just have a tag team match on NXT. How they did it with Asuka and Kairi made more sense, but I don't get why Sol and Zarya just couldn't qualify in NXT, but they're in the match. You got Kairi Sane and Roxanne Perez, so this was a good match. We're going back and forth. Both of them are very good. Kairi, one of the best female wrestlers. Roxanne's very young, she's very good. Really like her. So you had Raquel Rodriguez get involved. Kairi Sane eventually took her out with a crossbody. And then you had Roxanne Perez throw Kairi Sane back in the ring, and it looked like she's going to win. Roxanne goes for pop rocks, but Kairi eventually reverses, and she gets a backslide, and she actually pins Roxanne Perez, pins the tag team champion. After the match, both Raquel and Roxanne beat down Kairi, and then Asuka makes the save. Together, the Kabuki Warriors are reunited, and they kick the champ's ass. I'm not going to lie. They beat them down. They hit multiple finishers, and they sent them retreating, and Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, stand tall. It was pretty obvious from that point. They're the fourth team in Evolution. They're going to represent Raw in that match. Jackie Redmond was interviewing Sami Zayn about Karrion Kross. Scarlett, and this is after the interview's over, who I have to say was showing a lot of cleavage last night, I'm not going to complain, appeared on screen after Sami left, and Jackie asked her if she had anything to say. She didn't, but was ominous, so it was in a way where she knew something was going to happen. She was smiling because things were going to, something bad was going to happen to Sami Zayn. That was pretty obvious the way she was reacting. New Day was out, and they were in funeral gear. I just don't care. I don't want to see them anymore. This sucked. Adam Pearce was talking to American Made. They're mad about El Grande Americano wrestling tonight. Duke is basically letting it slip that Chad Gable is El Grande Americano, and how can Americano be wrestling when Gable's hurt? Ivy Nile also talked to Adam Pearce. She wants to be in the Battle Royal at Evolution. And by the way, Ivy Nile was wrestling Stephanie Vaquer on the main event, and I'm thinking to myself, why isn't Stephanie on the show? Maybe she's going to win the Battle Royal anyways, but how can Stephanie not have anything to do right now? And that doesn't make any sense. At least do the match on Raw. Why would it? I mean, does the New Day have to have two fucking segments on the show? Why can't Stephanie and Ivy have to be? Why can't they be on the show? God, but once they leave, the Kabuki Warriors appear, and then they want something. They want the champions. And Adam Pearce officially makes them the fourth team in the match at Evolution, so they are in officially. We got a Nikki Bella video promo on Evolution, so they went over the Liv Morgan segment. It was pretty obvious it was going to be either Nikki against Liv or Nikki and Brie against Liv and Raquel, but Liv's injury turned everything around. This was just a video promo. And they set it up where Nikki is officially in Evolution, but she's in the Battle Royal. And to me, that's fine. I really want to see her wrestle Liv, and I hope they don't make us watch Nikki and Liv at WrestleMania. when Liv gets better, but I don't have a problem with her being in the Battle Royal. I'm sure you'll get other legends. You'll have a whole bunch of women in the Battle Royal. You'll probably get a lot of NXT stars there as well. They preview the Evolution card. Then you hit Sami Zayn out next, but Karrion Kross jumps him from behind. Karrion then takes a lead pipe and he hits Sami right in the ribs. And the fans went crazy. They like Sami. Everyone likes Sami, but they were going crazy for Kross. There was a massive "We want Kross" chants. They are so into this guy. It's awesome to see. It's one of the better stories in wrestling right now. On the break, the trainers and Adam Pearce tried to convince Sami to head to the back. He was going up the ramp, but he went back, and he went back into the ring for his match with Braun Breaker, who was out next. And then you got Sami and Braun, quick match. Sami took a hard spear to the ribs from the top rope. Braun then hit the super spear when he runs around the ring on the outside, and then he hit him a third spear in the ring and just pinned Sami. Sami got destroyed here. And they're going to take him out for a while. I'm guessing he's missing SummerSlam. Adam Pearce was talking to the War Raiders, and then the New Day interrupted. I just don't care. This sucks. Then he had Becky Lynch show up out of nowhere, and that did matter. And she's upset with Pearce for making a triple threat match, which unfortunately wasn't announced on TV. You do have the Women's Triple Threat Intercontinental title match for Evolution, which I have to say definitely helps the card a bit. It's Becky Lynch against Bayley against Lyra Valkyria. I'm sure that match will actually be very good, so I'm glad that got added. But Becky Lynch was then out next, and she's upset about the triple threat match being made at Evolution. Bayley interrupts her, and then Lyra Valkyria comes out right after her, and they confront Becky in the ring. Bayley and Lyra arguing with each other. I thought the segment went on way too long. It was a bit boring. It was just dragged on a bit. So a lot of people liked it. I thought it wasn't bad. It was going on too long. I have to say this has the best build of any match at Evolution, and I think this will probably be one of the better matches. Rhea and Io will probably be the best match, but this will probably be the second best match. Actually, I think it will be. I don't think there's anything that's going to come close. So I'm glad this got added. Definitely think the show needed it. I don't know if that's going to help ticket sales because the build hasn't been good, and a lot of people are already paying to go to Saturday night's main event, so I don't know if it's going to help that, but I do think this will help Evolution. As I said, the segment went on a bit too long, and Bayley eventually called Lyra Valkyria a little bitch for raising Becky's hand at Money in the Bank. So Lyra swings at Bayley, but she misses, and she hits Becky and knocks her down. Lyra ends up laying out both Becky Lynch and Bayley with Night Wings, and Lyra stands tall. She destroys the two legends, the two of the four horsewomen. She laid them out with Night Wings, and she stood tall. I'm looking forward to heel Lyra. I think I'll like her better as a heel than a babyface. But Lyra stood tall, so it's pretty obvious she's not winning. I think Becky's definitely retaining at Evolution. So we have backstage, Seth and his group are in the locker room. Paul Heyman announces that Sami Zayn is out indefinitely, and Sami is motivating Bronson Reed to take out Jey Uso. I was hoping he would. Jey makes the stupid yeet entrance. Then he had Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. So Bronson go out disqualified in the match. He used a chair, and then he hit a tsunami on Jey, and then hit a second one. I was hoping he just hit like 7 or 8, so we didn't have to see Jey for a few months. Like we didn't have to see Seth for a while. But that didn't happen. But yeah. So they help Jey to the back at the break. We get a video promo from LA Knight on his match with Seth Rollins at Saturday night's main event. We got a Rhea Ripley video promo on her match with Io Sky, and they're doing a very good job. I was just thinking to myself, why isn't this being built up on TV? There should have been like 4 or 5 weeks being built up. The thing is, Rhea Ripley hasn't beaten Io Sky, and they never talk about that. Why? Except tonight, like with 4 or 5 days before the show. Rhea can't beat Io. She lost to her in the Mae Young Classic, then she lost to her multiple times in NXT, and then she lost to her on Raw this past March, losing her women's title. She can't beat Io Sky. Why aren't they doing a better job building this up? Why was it saved for the last Raw before Evolution? And to me, it looked like, okay, Rhea's probably going to beat Io. And then we had Io talk for a while on the promo. And overall, this was a very good video package. I just wish they did a better job building up this match, because I think it could be really good. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to be really good. I just wish they did a better build-up. show would be a lot bigger if they took their time building this up. But I'm sure they're going to have a good match. A great match. I don't know if it'll be as good as the triple threat at WrestleMania with Bianca involved, but it's going to deliver, no doubt. El Grande Americano was out next, and he faced Dragon Lee. Michael Cole is just so annoying here. Shut the fuck up. I'm just relieved Corey Graves is on commentary again, and we don't have to listen to Pat McAfee anymore. Hopefully he doesn't come back. I'm sure he'll be at SummerSlam, but I hope McAfee doesn't come back for a while. So you had Americano win the match with a running headbutt. He used the steel plate, and it's obvious it's Ludwig Kaiser, much bigger. Too big to be a luchador, but I didn't mind it. Kaiser, I actually kind of wish, let's see what happens when Gable comes back. If this gimmick is still around, I don't know, it might be 6 months before Gable comes back. And then you get like them as a team. I think that'd be pretty funny. Penta's backstage. He's confronted by the Oracle, Paul Heyman. And Braun was there too to try and intimidate him before his match with Seth. Jackie Redmond interviewed Karrion Kross and Scarlett. They got a huge pop, and this was on the break in front of the live crowd. He was proud of his attack on Sammy. Fans are chanting, "We want Kross." He says, "You got me." There was even footage of after the show, all the fans are swarming Kross, trying to get pictures. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's so cool. I just wish... I wish Karrion Kross' good friend Kevin Castle, the late Kevin Castle, was alive to see this. He'd always advocate for Kross on the show. Loved the guy, was very good friends with him, and he would always support him. And he would be so excited to see this right now. I just feel really sad. Really, really, it's so unfortunate. It's such a shame Kevin Castle passed away, and he can't see this right now. I just think, I wish he was alive to see this. You had a Stephanie Vaquer video promo. I'm glad she was at least featured something. She at least had something on the show. I think she's going to win the Battle Royal. She's definitely the favorite. Then the announcers preview the Evolution card again. Gunther's out next. He's cutting a promo on Goldberg, but then we hear the sound of a car driving to the arena. I'm not sure if this was outside or if this was on the TV, but it is on the TV. And it's Goldberg driving a red car into the arena. And he enters the building, makes his entrance, and then he confronts Gunther. Gunther looks a little intimidated. Some people were complaining, but I guess they had to give Goldberg something. And in a way, I kind of like this because it confirms 100% Gunther's winning. Goldberg dropped Gunther with the right hand, went for the spear, but Gunther got out of the ring right before Goldberg can hit it, so he retreated. And that set up the Saturday night's main event. Fans were going nuts. They were chanting Goldberg like crazy. Goldberg was super over in Rhode Island. You know, I'm not that excited to see him wrestle again, but I'm not going to deny that the guy was super over last night. There's no doubt. They preview Saturday night's main event in Evolution one more time. Then you had Penta and Seth Rollins headed to the ring. On the break, Jackie Redmond was interviewing Maxine Dupree, Natalya, and Akira Tozawa, and they're asked about the Evolution Battle Royal. And then we get the main event, Seth Rollins and Penta. I didn't care. I don't care about Seth Rollins. I tune out when I see him. Seth won. After the match, LA Knight hit the BFT on Seth Rollins before escaping into the crowd. So the crowd was very good tonight. You had some highlights. I thought they did a good job building up both Saturday night's main event and Evolution. This is an issue you have when you're setting up two shows. It's impossible to build up both of them, and the show on NBC that's going to be viewed by a lot of people, a lot more people than Evolution, is just going to get more. It's just going to be prioritized first. So, unfortunately, Evolution took a back seat. WWE really only put the show on because AEW is doing the All-In this weekend, so just to mess with them. And the Great American Bash is the worst one because that's just awful. That's a horrible card. But that's how they built up the show. I thought it was a decent Raw in Rhode Island.